Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of Clearly Thriving. I'm Allison Clay,
And I'm Siri Harkins.
and we are thriving. Clearly.
Clearly.
Siri, what are you drinking today?
Oh, I guess I still have some water over here.
Oh, good job. I'm having a Diet Dr. Pepper that I opened an hour ago and am just now sitting down to enjoy. So, Siri, since our last
Good.
episode, we've had quite a lot happen. Let's start with you are now back at school.
Oh, yes. School is back in session because Southern California is crazy. And they start in August, like beginning of August. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're back. We're back. That's that.
And how's it going?
I don't know. It's just exhausting. Um, my school has whole new administrators. And then there was this whole thing where my air didn't work in my room. So on our one day that we could come in before school started, I couldn't be in my classroom anyway. And then I was in my a temporary room for literally just the first day of school. And then they fixed my air. So I'm back in my original room. But yeah, they're probably not going to update. What's crazy is they somehow were able to, with that one day's notice, change all of like my information on our school learning management system and every single schedule and calendar and everything to be updated to me in this temporary room. So that's the room number on everything right now. Which that room that I was in was the football room. So all of the football guys kept on coming in being super confused because they use that room after school. Anyways, but I was literally in this room for one day and watched how, like, it's probably going to take them until the end of the school year to update all my stuff back to my original room number.
Great. We love that.
Yep. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just a lot. They have lunch so late, so they have 4 classes each day, and they have literally the first 3 classes all in a row, then lunch, then the last class.
Ew.
Their lunch isn't until 1:20,
That's
and
so
they're done with school
late.
at 3:30. Yeah, that's what I said. It's really hard.
And how old are these kids? That's the whole high school is like that?
Yeah, it's the whole high school. They did it so that middle school had their own lunchtime away like from the high schoolers. But I think last year what they did is they just had the middle schoolers come early and they just picked up their lunches and then went back and ate in their middle school area, which I think is just what they need to start doing again because it's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy because what time in the morning does school start?
Everyone, 8:30.
That's a very long time for teenagers to go without eating.
Yeah. I mean, they do get what's called nutrition. So after first period, they do have 7 minutes to go grab a snack that they get for free from school, but still. They only get 7 minutes for that though, which isn't really enough time for them to grab it and eat it. And I
Yeah.
don't allow food in my classroom this year.
Mm,
Or I just get it got too messy last year. So I told all the kids, I'm like, you can't eat in here.
fair.
Yes. So
How are the dogs adjusting to school life?
actually, I think they're happy with school starting because I'm home earlier than I had been the whole last couple of days before school
That's
started.
fair.
It's more of a normal routine now.
Yeah. So I guess we should talk about the last couple of days before school started.
Yeah.
This past weekend,
Oh my.
we had D23. and we went for Saturday and Sunday. We learned our lesson. Again, we will be getting 3-day tickets going forward.
Yes.
We did have a very good time. We had a lot of Disney magic happen for us. And we got very little sleep. For the 2 days, Friday night and Saturday night, I got 8 hours of sleep total for 2 nights. Because Saturday morning,
Yeah, I'm glad I don't track my sleep. I don't want to know.
yeah, that's fair. Friday night going into Saturday morning. Well, first of all, Friday we went to Disneyland. And
I've been
so,
there all day Thursday too.
yeah, you really made the most of your last couple days of summer vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so Friday we did that, and then we got home late. Um, and then Saturday morning, the Loungefly booth at D23 had announced Friday that they were going to be dropping a new Little Mermaid backpack, and that at their booth at D23, the first 150 people to buy that backpack Saturday morning would also get a meet and greet with Jodie Benson, who was the original voice of Ariel, who I am obsessed with. Like, we saw her at the Hollywood Bowl show last month, and dude, I'm still obsessed with her. So we watched TikToks of people who were there Friday, and the line to get in was crazy, and I was not going to take any chances on missing this backpack because that would have actually ruined me. I would have cried in public, and it would have been ugly tears, and it wouldn't have been good. I was like, this is my chance. We are doing the thing, and we're not taking any chances. We're not fucking it up. So I woke up at 2:30 in the morning. And then we left my house at 4:30 in the morning. We got to the convention center at 5 a.m., which is when they open the doors to allow the line to move into the building. And there were still quite a few people in front of us. But I felt okay about it. And so then the actual expo opened at 9. So we sat on a cold concrete floor. Just picture Costco in the freezer section. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, it
For
was
four
so cold.
hours. For 4 hours, we did that. Um, and then when they opened the expo, we had to wait to be let in. And then when it was finally our turn, I just took off. We'd already decided because I'm a very fast walker, I can get places quickly. And Siri had told me ahead of time, do not wait for me, just get there.
Yes.
And so I did. I didn't run, but I did walk very quickly. Even for me, it was fast.
Yeah.
Um, oh, that would have been a hilarious clip for your little speed walking with Allison Snapchat. Just like, and they're off. But anyway, I got to the
Yeah. Oh my
Loungefly line,
gosh.
and there was no way for me to tell how many people were in front of me because of how the line was set up, but I knew there were a good amount of people in front of me, and I was nervous. Like, I felt okay when we were in line outside, but then there were like other people who had like bought early access or something. I don't really know how that happened, but there were quite a few people that got let in before us. Um, and then when we got to the line, I was nervous. I was so nervous we weren't going to make it. And then at some point, there was a girl who came out and she was like, they only have 40 left. And everyone started panicking because there were for sure at least 40 people in front of us at that point. But I'm thinking now it was 40 people left for that time slot. Um,
What
anyway,
were they talking about, the meet and greets or the Funkos? things.
Maybe the Funko, because they sold out of the Funkos very quickly. But anyway, we got up there and we like trauma bonded with the girl behind us in line because it was just a stressful time. We got up there, I was able to get my bag and my meet and greet, and they gave me my little bracelet to prove that I had won the Expo Challenge, as I'm calling it. And then we got to enjoy our day after that. It was a very stressful half hour, but it was worth it.
We made it. There were so many times in that first day where I was like, my heart was like racing and I was stressed out. And I don't even know what I was really stressed out for. Like, I don't know. I just got
Yeah.
really anxious all day.
I was so stressed the like 20 to 30 minutes that I was actually in the Loungefly line until I got up there and I said, "Do you still have the meet and greet?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "I want it." And then she put the little bracelet on my wrist. And when she put the bracelet on me, I immediately was like, "Ooh."
I know.
And I felt fine after that. But we did have a
Yes.
very like high adrenaline, high stakes start to our day.
I'm like, that has to have been what kept us going for 4 hours. Like when we were there, it was just kind of like we're in it. We had a mission. And now I'm like, we really sat there for 4 hours.
I know.
Like we
It
really
did
did that.
it didn't feel like 4 hours. 'Cause, like,
Like it did, but it didn't. Yeah.
I mean, looking back on it, I'm just like, "Huh, yeah, we did that. It really wasn't that bad." It was very cold, but, like, I feel like time could have moved a
Yes.
lot slower. But we had things to do.
Yeah.
We were editing TikToks, we were filming content, we were dissociating pretty actively.
Yeah. I think that's pretty.
Yeah. Hey, mochaccino. Oh, and then while I was making my mad dash to get to the Loungefly booth, I got a text from
Oh yeah.
Siri that was like, "I'll be there, but I'm making a stop first." And
Yeah.
you can tell your
The
story.
last yeah, the last time we were at D23 Expo, we went to the Steve, I'm not sure how to say it, to that booth, and they had just released this really beautiful plush of Marie, which is Allison's favorite character from Aristocats, favorite character in general.
Yep.
Um, and they were sold out by the time we got there. So this day, I like walked kind of right past the booth and did a really quick little banana around and went there. And I looked and looked and looked. They had four Maries. They had four. So I grabbed one and bought it.
Mhm.
And then went and met up with Allison. I was like, yeah, there were four left. And when we walked by that booth later, they were gone.
Yeah, we walked by that booth probably 20 minutes later and they were gone.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I'm glad I thought to stop there.
Me too. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
those plushies are so nice.
they really are. Yeah, so we hit a bunch of booths that day. We did a lot of shopping. I don't think we went to any panels on Saturday.
No, we were supposed to go to the Grey's Anatomy panel.
Yeah, and we could have made it, like, if we had gone straight from the Loungefly booth up there, we could have made it, but I think at that point, we were just kind of like, "Whew," enough that we were like, "Let's enjoy our time for a minute."
We also really needed coffee because we
We
hadn't
really
had any.
did. Yeah,
We were too afraid to try to find coffee that we could get to while waiting in the queue for those 4 hours.
yeah,
So
yeah, which apparently there was, like, a little quick service situation somewhere that had, like, breakfast burritos and stuff. Because we would see people, like, walking around with them, but we were just, like, not in the mood to go up and look for it.
So realize now, I think they were just like those eco grounds ones that we were getting coffee at later anyway. I think people were
Probably.
just going out and getting them in the back. into the
Mm,
queue.
that makes
Like,
sense.
oh, I guess I could have done that. I
Oh, well.
really was not thinking clearly.
Well, it was 4 AM, 5 AM. The sun was not in the
Yeah,
sky,
the
that's the
coffee we
moral of
chose
the
to get,
story.
you know, the coffee we chose to get first that day was a poor decision.
Yeah, it was not great coffee, and they also messed up our order pretty significantly.
Yeah, they never made Allison's drink, and then they claimed someone took it. Um, and then they had made my drink, and Allison took that, which was fine. We ordered basically the same thing, except she had paid and ordered for one smaller with an extra shot. Um, but anyway, so then they had to remake mine, and the guy started to make it with real milk. I'm like, oh no. Luckily, Allison noticed and was like, it
Oat
needs
milk,
to be
oat
oat
milk.
milk.
I saved us
You're like,
both
this would
that
be
day.
like, that would have made that day miserable because
I
milk
saved
is
the
the
entire
worst.
convention center, let's be honest.
I cannot have real milk. Like that would real milk in coffee. That is the worst. Like the worst. Like no.
Yeah, I saved the entire Anaheim Convention Center.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we drank it. It just wasn't great.
Yeah. We suffered.
We did a
And
lot
then
of
we went to the other
shopping.
places.
Yeah. We got different coffee later in the day that was great.
Yes.
And then at like a little
I'm trying to remember like what all we got that for.
well, the first day we played Blinko at the box lunch booth. I know that much for sure. Um, and I won that mug and the Baymax socks. And we went to that
Yes.
the little booth that had all the different mystery bags.
Oh yeah.
That was a fun booth.
I like that booth.
They had like a ton of those like mystery bags that had like bag clips or something similar in it. But how they did it was they basically, if you bought one and you opened it and you didn't like the character you got, they had a whole wall of ones you could choose from. So basically, you just had to buy one and then you could pretty much guarantee you were going to get something you liked. So that was really cool.
Yeah. I traded in both of mine.
I think I did too. Um, yeah, I liked that. What else did we do? We walked around, we like got the lay of the land. We went to the Disney Plus booth and got our free ears. Um,
Yes.
we went to the D23 booth and got our free pins, which the pins are gorgeous. I really like them.
Yeah. I'm so sad about the varsity jacket being so expensive because I did really like it. Both of
Same,
them, like the one that was in the Walt Disney Company store and in the D23 marketplace.
same. I saw that Magical
But
Millennial got it, and I was like, I'm happy for her. That's not
yeah,
me currently.
no, spending almost $200 on a jacket was not going to be the move.
No. Um, oh, when we were at um the gold member booth, we like just happened upon a surprise appearance from Jodie Benson. So Nina West was
Yeah.
hosting a little like game show situation thing on this little stage that was by the D23 gold member booth. Um, and they were just like doing all this fun stuff. And then all of a sudden they were like, oh, and we have a surprise guest, Jodie Benson. And I was like, yes. And so we like went over there and got to watch that, which was really fun. Um, Jody, Vincent, and Nina West are really good friends. So that made sense to me that since they were both there, they worked that out. Um, and then right after that, pretty much, it was time for our meet and greet. So my time slot was like 2 to 2:15, and then we went over there at like 1:45 and found out they were letting in 2 o'clock people. So I went ahead and did it because we were there. And basically they just had us be in a line, and then you would walk up to her and she would have your lounge fly, and she like had already signed it. Then you would take your pictures, like talk a little bit, and then go on your merry little way. It was wonderful. She called me sweetheart. She complimented my little flounder bag that I had. Um, what else? Oh, I told her that Disneyland was my top streamed song last year on Spotify, and she was like, "Wow, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, and that's even above Taylor Swift." And I love the face she makes in the video because she's like, "Oh my gosh," like she knows that's a big deal. Um, anyway, and then she like touches my arm, and it's great. Um, and then as I was like walking out of my little meet and greet, a little Loungefly employee stopped me and was like, "Hey, just so you know, that signature is still very wet, so be careful. You're gonna want to like put some Mod Podge over it or something." And I was like, "Okay, thanks." Um, and so for the rest of the day, we called that bag the baby because really the only way to carry it to protect the signature was to carry it on your hip like a child. Um, and it's about the size of a baby, not the weight, thank God, but so we would just carry the baby around, and then if one of us needed a hand, we'd be like, "Take the baby," or "Where's the baby?"
Give me the baby.
Yeah. Um, and
Is
the
the thing
thing is
not yet?
no, the signature, the one that I got, apparently there were 2 different variations of this. The first bit of them, she apparently signed with a yellow paint pen. And then I guess they realized at some point the yellow paint pen is just never gonna dry. So then apparently she switched to a silver Sharpie. I would have much rather had the silver Sharpie just aesthetically anyway, but it really is fine. It's fine. Um, so I have a silver or a yellow paint pen one, and the thing just never dried. It still to this day is not dry. This happened on Saturday. It is Wednesday. And I checked it this morning, still not dry. But Siri found on Facebook that some people were like, if you spray a sealant over that, it'll help it dry. So I need to do that. I haven't done it yet. I haven't had time. But I have some Scotch Guard that I got when I got my brand new white shoes earlier this summer. Um, so I'm gonna spray some of that over it, and then I did get Mod Podge. So when it does eventually dry, hopefully I'll paint Mod Podge over it so it'll like really be stuck on there. But I can't put Mod Podge on it while it's wet. That'll smear it. Anyway.
Yeah, I think somebody said they got like a mod spray or something.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that existed.
I didn't either. Neither did Amazon, because when I searched Mod Podge, this is what came up. Anyway, so hopefully my Scotch Guard, because I mean that is a sealant, so hopefully that'll dry it.
Otherwise, just like be really sad about it, I guess. I don't That's just so crazy. I wish they could have like fixed that earlier.
I know. Yeah.
Also sucks because you literally had a silver Sharpie with you.
Yeah, I did. I got one for D23. Yeah,
Yeah.
but anyway, hopefully the Scotch Guard will help it dry and then it'll be fine. Otherwise, I just will never be able to use that bag.
It'll just be forever wet in a
Yeah.
shadow box.
I don't even know if it would fit in a shadow box. It'd have to be a big shadow box.
Yeah, you'd have to like custom get a shadow box.
We're not gonna do that. That's ridiculous. Anyway, hopefully this works. Moral of the story, stay tuned. Um, so we did that and then we got more coffee. Um, we did more shopping. We played more little giveaway games. We got a lot of free stuff this time.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. We did the volunteer booth, which basically we just
I
put
liked the
together.
activity this year.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just said I liked the activity this year. It was just a little bit more straightforward than last year writing postcards.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah. No, that was nice because we basically just put together little gift bags for school children. So they had like everything set out kind of like an assembly line. You would like get your tote and then you would put all the stuff in it and then you'd give it to the cast member at the end and they'd give you a pin. Um, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently on Sunday they were giving away ear hats.
I did see people walking around with those and I wondered, oh well.
Mhm.
And then when we left the expo, we went we booked it as quickly as we could back to North Hollywood because our friend Reza had his birthday party at El Tejano and we didn't want to miss it because we felt bad. Um, so we got there at like 8, I want to say. Um, and we got our stuff. And by the time we got there, keep in mind it's his birthday, so it's allowed, but he was so far gone. Like when he opened the card from us, which just had a Panda Express gift card in it because Reza loves Panda Express. When he opened that, he almost started crying. He was so happy. And then when we walked in and he saw us, he was like, "You guys!" and almost started crying.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah. It was very entertaining. Drunk Reza is very entertaining, and I'm never mad about his appearance. Yeah, we had a good time, had a lot of laughs. And then at about 9:30, his boyfriend was like, "I'm gonna go get the car. Can you guys have him out front in 5 minutes?" And it took like 7 minutes for us to get him out of El Tejano. And that's with like 10 people actively hurting him out the door.
We also got a group picture of all of us. The
Yes, we did
security guard
because
took it. It was like not
as
a
we
bad
were
picture.
as we were walking out, Reza says to the security guard, "Wait, wait, will you take a picture of us? It's my birthday." And the security guard was like, "Sure."
It
Yep.
was good.
Anyway, we
Yeah, and
got
then
him
we
in the
had to go
car.
home. Oh yeah, go ahead.
That was it. We mission accomplished. We got him into the car.
Yep. And then we had to go home and go to bed
Yeah.
to do 23 again.
Yep. And the next morning we left at like 7:30, 8.
Yeah.
I think it was 7:30 because we were planning to get coffee before and then we realized we couldn't take the external coffee into the convention center, so we didn't. Um, so we got there probably like 20 minutes before it opened and we just waited at the big doors outside instead of in the inside area. And we went to the doors closest to the coffee stand because that was our first mission of the day.
Yeah,
We
everyone's like queuing up and like trying to rush in, and we're just like, we just need to get in line for coffee.
and you know what? We were the second coffee order of the day, so
Yeah, we really made it.
yeah. We got our coffee and then we went back into the shopping area because on Saturday we saw at a reseller booth this Padme Loungefly. If you're on YouTube, you can see it. If you're not on YouTube, just know that it's pretty. Now it's trying to fall. Okay, there we go. Um, and so it was kind of pricey because it was a reseller. So after we saw it, I like looked it up online and then I realized online, like going off of what all the other resellers were selling it for, this was actually very cheap. like, less than half the price of other people reselling it. Um, and so I told Siri as we were driving to El Tejano Saturday night, I was like, "I think I'm gonna get that Padme bag." And so I was like, "If it's still there, that's God telling me that it's fine." And it was still there, so I bought it.
I'm actually kind of amazed it was still there.
Honestly, same, especially considering it was, like, not a bad price considering.
Yeah, and a really pretty bag, like,
Yeah, gorgeous. And I've been working on a
Padme was
Padme
really
Disney
nice,
bound for a couple
you know?
months now, so very exciting.
Mhm.
Um, so I got that, and then we went to the Creating Tiana's World panel, which was so much fun. It was moderated by Yvette Nicole Brown. Anika Noni Rose was there, who was the voice of Tiana, and then three of the Imagineers who created the new Tiana ride, as well as the director of the upcoming Tiana series. So that was really cool to hear all of them and to hear Anika especially talk about creating Tiana for the movie. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was such a good panel. I don't know why I'm always surprised at how emotional I get at these things because it's Disney. So, but like I cried a lot.
Yeah. And then at the end of the panel, she sang,
I-
which, yeah. So cried again.
Yep.
Yep. And then we went back out into the convention center and hit all of the booths we possibly could, did all of the experiences we possibly could. And then that night we got to
I was really
watch.
surprised at how long some of those lines were.
Same. Yeah. They were a lot longer, I feel, than Sunday last year or 2 years ago. Oh, we played Blinko again, and we had a brilliant idea to go right before they closed. Um, and so also on Sunday, I was Disney bounding as Marie and Siri was Disney bounding as Piglet. And so we got in line, and the line was pretty long to play Blinko because everyone wanted to play. Um, and while we were in the line, a girl came through and was doing like Disney trivia, and I won a little princess pin playing Disney trivia. And then we got up to the actual game, and I won a prize, and the girl was like, "Ooh, I have just the thing for you." And she pulled out this really pretty embroidered Marie t-shirt, and I was like, "Oh, thank you." And I think my reaction was just so pure because all of the girls went, "Aw."
Like it wasn't
Um,
the Marie sweatshirt, but still.
I'll take it. And then you played and you won a prize as well, and the girl was like, "I have just the thing for you." And then pulled out this really pretty embroidered Winnie the Pooh sweater.
Yeah, so pretty. She was worried it was too big. I was like, "Girl, I will make it work."
Yeah, it's fine. Oh, and we went to the Pandora booth because I wanted to get a charm
Oh.
because at the expo last time in 2022, we both got the expo charm and we both really like it. Um, and they this year did a different charm for each day of the expo. So there were three different charms. The first day was Sorcerer Mickey, the second day was Grogu, and the third day was Baby Groot. And so I was like, well, I just want one that says D23, 2024. And so then I had the idea right before it was our turn to ask if they had any of the Mickey left. And so I asked, and they had said they were sold out, by the way. I asked the girl, I was like, "Do you happen to have any of the Mickey ones left?" And she was like, "I have one. Do you want it?" And I was like, "Sure do." So I was able to get the Mickey charm. And then we ended our day watching the Disney Legends ceremony, which was really cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, also did go up to the Disney store
Oh,
and they
yeah.
had claw machines with plushes. And so when we were there, they told us you get 3 tries. But when Magic with Meg went, they were telling her like, okay, you get 2 tries, and if you don't get one, then we just give one to you.
Yeah,
And so they were letting people try 3 times at this point, and then most people were getting it on the third, and if not, yeah, they just gave it
gave it
to
to
you.
you. But they had different characters in there, which was really cool. So you could like try for the one you wanted. And then the cast members in there were so fun because if somebody was struggling and wanted a specific thing, they would like position that specific item so that it would be super easy to grab. And
They're
it
like,
was
oh
so funny.
wow, look at this.
They'd be like, wow, Disney magic. So
It
anyway,
was,
we
yeah,
we
that was
both
a
got a
fun,
piglet.
fun booth. And yeah, do I already have that piglet? Absolutely. But I'm thrilled.
Well, now you have another one that you got for free.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like, I can see them both right now.
good, good.
I'm like, I don't know if there's one way up there and then
Oh
one
yeah,
right there.
amazing.
Yep. All my piglets.
Good. I've been
Sorry.
slowly putting things away, um, very slowly because I still have stuff out from my shopping spree. Today I put away all of my new clothes and I went through my closet and these are clothes that I pulled out for Amanda. Um, so I did that today. And then I still have stuff that I need to put away, but that's a later problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but we ended our D23 experience watching the Legend ceremony, which was really cool. We got to see Jamie Lee Curtis and Harrison Ford and Miley Cyrus, and then people that we probably would have never heard of if it weren't for the Legend ceremony, which was honestly really cool.
Yeah, and they were all really cool people. Like that was
Yeah,
another just crying immediately. Martha Blanding. Ugh.
I loved her. I really
Oh yeah, and
liked,
Kelly Ripa.
oh yeah, I forget about her. Anyway, I really liked, so Martha was the first Black tour guide hired in the park. And so they showed like her class photo of her first year. And it was so cool to see the uniform then in the 60s. Like, because now you see a plaid walking around, everyone knows it's a plaid. But it was cool to see like the evolution and how it like still, like, you can tell that it's still the same, but it's like more modernized now. But anyway, she was really cool.
Yes.
And then also Mark Hen, the animator responsible for basically all of the 90s princesses, and then all of the princesses came out, Jodie Benson included. It was great.
Yeah, that was insane. And they got so much applause. People were so amped to see them. And they were all like so surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. I
I'm like, you're D23. Like, what do you expect?
yeah. Everybody loves the princesses, okay? Anyway,
Oh, Frank Oz. That was the other one that really made me cry.
yeah. That was
That was
another
a
good
good one.
one.
I just like, so he was a lot of things, but most notably probably the puppeteer for Yoda.
Hmm.
Um, but he just was very open about how he always had such low self-esteem and was afraid to be himself. And I was just like, why are you doing this to me? I'm like crying.
Yeah, they
It
had
was just
everyone,
sweet.
everyone gave a great speech.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are so out of time. So unfortunately, that will be the end of this episode. But I'm Allison Clay,
I'm Siri Harkins.
and we are thriving.
Clearly.
Clearly.